Building a sales architecture. There's a particular trait of the different manager, and it's the pace they set for the team. It's the pace the team works at weekly to fill gaps, solve problems, and recover, because sales is a game of constant recovery. It requires personal bests from each salesperson, at least monthly, but ideally weekly. This applies whether the sales cycle is short or long. It's likely that anyone listening to this will already have some sort of sales process in place, including KPI and dashboard reporting, sales methodologies, not to mention CRMs and other sales stack technologies. But it's hard to get the pace to a level where the manager can confidently say that there is no risk to revenue and no risk to growth this week, this month, or this quarter. We have an unusual piece of experience in our background. We have helped thousands of companies to set up their sales pipeline system and to run their weekly meetings. It has given us a unique insight into why some sales teams keep winning and others don't. You might think the answer lies in developing what is nowadays called a sales process. But sales processes are a dime a dozen, and in practice, they turn into procedures that are either abandoned or get in the way of clarity and honesty. That's why we promote the idea of building a sales architecture and thinking more like an architect than an administrator. A sales architecture has a particular end goal, and that is to identify the risk to current monthly or quarterly income and the risk to growth in terms of weekly pipeline building. It's not about showing how much will happen, but what's likely not to happen. It's also why a sales architecture puts a big emphasis on the weekly pace of correction, recovery, and continuous improvement. This playbook breaks down the 6 areas that you need to look out to build and strengthen your sales architecture. Part 1 is the ideal sales pipeline, a framework for compelling, common language sales pipeline framework. In particular, we promote the use of visualized pipeline workflows in favor of the many dashboards that block visibility into revenue and growth risks. Part 2 gives you a unique and powerful approach to accurate sales forecasting that identifies the risk to revenue and the risk to growth each week. Part 3 introduces the concept of overlaying sales KPI and dashboard reporting with weekly sales governance. This is the part that really helps the manager to set the weekly pace and cannot be left out of an effective sales architecture framework. Part 4 gives you a framework for developing a workflow or Kanban approach to classifying leads. Lead classification is a huge challenge and is the origin of many problems that appear like pipeline problems. Part 5 of the playbook looks at what we call quality control for sales, but what the rest of the sales world calls qualification methodologies. In particular, we give you a shorthand method for quality controlling deals quickly at the weekly sales meeting that is very effective and gets the salesperson activated. Part 6 looks at how the manager can set up big quarter objectives for the sales team and individual contributors so that a system of continuous improvement and stretching for personal bests becomes part of the team culture. We use the OKR methodology, or Objectives and Key Results. The sales architecture proposed here helps the CEO, founder, or sales leader to define reality and create an environment of honesty that reflects reality. Raising red flags is seen as superior to reporting good news that then turns into bad news at the end of the month or quarter. Even if you already have quite sophisticated sales and revenue processes in place, you'll find that the sales architecture proposed here will, in particular, bring much greater accuracy to weekly forecast updates. That's what maintains the pace needed to deliver the targets consistently.